In this gospel, our Lord prays, "Father, your will be done." He asks that this cup may pass, but, "Father, your will be done." He prays it twice, and then he goes and prays a third time. So we are to understand that 3 times he makes that prayer. We are reminded by Matthew of the temptations that begin Jesus' ministry, where he is tempted against his Father's will. That is his Father's will that he stay with us, remain with us. And so our Lord prays, "Father, your will be done." Now, he prays it again as a man, as the divine, in his divine nature. That prayer makes no sense whatsoever, but he prays it as Jesus of Nazareth, the man. Now, what does he mean by his Father's will? We have a skewed notion of will, I think, and it's one that we've picked up where from the Enlightenment, from our own culture. When we think of doing the will of someone else, we think of doing violence to ourselves in some way. And that would seem to bear out in the story. By doing the Father's will, Jesus is going to be crucified, put to death. And he knows this. He has spoken of it already. And so we think of the will in terms of a sort of violence. If I will something, I will do it regardless of cost. Or if to do the will of another is a sort of violence to our own will, our own intention. That isn't the case. In the Hebrew language, the word for will and the word for sexual delight are the same word. Whenever Jesus prays that he will do the will of his Father, he is praying that he will delight in what the Father delights in. In other words, there is something good, something beautiful behind this. And in the garden, when he prays, "Your will be done," he is seeking that he may again take delight where the Father does, but that at a huge cost. In this instance, the cost of his own suffering and death. And so, is there division in him? In a way, yes. That is, he prays, "May this cup pass." He is, after all, a man. He is fully human. At the same time, there is the will of the Father in which he delights, and it is delight. And it is that he is praying to accomplish. In a certain sense, his whole life is one large, "Father, your will be done." Now, what do we make of this, or what do we see? And frankly, we can't explain it away. But there is a division that should be there for us. On the one hand, a real confrontation with life and the cost of it. The fact that we are ourselves subject to death, as was our Lord as a man, having taken this upon himself. On the other hand, there is a dignity to us, a beauty, if you wish, a good that we seek, and that transcends our own human condition, and that therefore causes in us division. And the invitation is to stay with the division. And so our Lord will, in fact, accomplish the will of his Father, even at the cost of his own life and apparent abandonment. If we look closely, each of the conditions that that Satan tempts him with in the beginning are present. His disciples abandon him, and so he's abandoned in relationship. He is hungry. He is hungry in this case for his own life. He is apparently abandoned there, and God, whom he has served, apparently abandons him also. But he does this in order that the will of the Father, in which he actually delights, be done. And so, when we confront sin, we are confronting something essential to our own life and being. And we are seeking a delight which this side of heaven we will not know. But our Lord has shown us the manner, if you wish, in which this is to be confronted. That is, that whatever cost, the good that we seek, the relationship that we seek, really must be fulfilled. And in this will consist our own passion and his.